Man, it has been a very, very, very busy day. I've been pretty much busy since 10 a.m. and right now it's 7 p.m. But finally, I get to unwind a little bit and the weather is really, really beautiful. It's like low 70 degrees right now, so perfect. I think I'm just gonna take some time to punch this wall bag. I think I'm just gonna wind down for the night. This is kind of a late start for the vlog. I usually start off at least somewhat in the morning. So just to give you a bit of a vloggy rant, something I've been thinking about the past couple days is my tendency to talk really passively, or my anxiety around making the wrong decisions or, making the wrong choices in life. I think one thing I am coming to realize more and more, one, the need to be okay with making mistakes, and two, because of that, the need for me to be more confident and assertive in the choices and things that I say. I mean, humans can probably find a metaphor for like everything in life, but it's not unlike Wing Chun. What I mean by that is there's a lot of emphasis on being relaxed and giving way to the force of an opponent. Even the punch is very like kind of a whip or something as you send your fist out. It's not very tense or hard. But at the same time, I actually think one of my struggles in Kung Fu, and I think this is linked to my personality, is sometimes I'm almost too soft and I don't emphasize the aggression and the hardness part of the martial art enough. There've been times in classes where I kind of get the choreography of a drill down, but then it becomes me just running through the choreography instead of me going forward with full intent to punch my opponent in the face. I mean, I'm not actually trying to punch my drilling partners in the face, but just the idea of going forward and occupying space. Okay, so it's officially been 2 days since I last recorded the stuff you were just watching in this vlog. Sometimes I just do not feel like filming myself on camera. There's some days where I just want to go into hermit mode. But I have been thinking more about this whole needing to be confident. And I think one of the reasons that this is more of a struggle for me is because I cannot stand when people are really confident in what they're saying, and you can tell that they are 100% wrong about what they're saying. I've had so many encounters with people who will just like be super brazen in what they're saying or really outspoken about something that they're talking about, and they just clearly like don't know what they're saying, or they're clearly wrong. I've had this experience like back when I was in school, through college, and to me there's like nothing worse than a cocky guy who doesn't know what he's talking about, and I think I try to avoid being that person like the plague. But at the same time, there are moments that call for confidence and that call for someone to make a decision or to make a call and just stand by it without second guessing themselves. If it ends up being the wrong decision or the wrong choice, that's something they can reflect on later on. Anyway, since you last saw me, my hair has actually grown long enough to put all of it in a ponytail. So that's I guess a marginally exciting development, at least for these quarantine times. I also got some stuff in the mail, sort of an impulse buy, but I will show that off a little bit later after I go on this run. But for now, it's finally time to go on a jog. I've been trying to psych myself up all day, so let's do this. First things first, I have to record a podcast. Less I have to, it's actually gonna be fun to do, but I think we're getting on with at least Brian and Robbie. I don't know if Thomas will be there, but we will see. And we're doing this as a Adventure Archives Patreon live stream too, so I think we're gonna try to do that once a month. It's just, instead of a single person doing a live stream, we're gonna all do a podcast live on Patreon, and then everyone else will be able to see the finished product later. Yo, forgot we were gonna talk about that. Okay, that is a wrap for the Patreon live stream and the podcast. I've got my audio exporting now, and now I'll show you all what I got in the mail. Kind of an impulse buy, especially considering the conditions we're in, but first of all, some goggles and some sparring gloves. And part of the reason I got these, one is because I had these sparring mitts that I've used before, but I have misplaced one of them. I have no idea where it is. I've looked everywhere and it still hasn't turned up. One of the things that has been lacking with the quarantine is being able to do more physical sparring. And it's just such a risky thing to do because like you're moving a lot, you're in close contact, you're breathing heavily, stuff like that. but I've been trying to rack my brain about how sparring could be done safely during this. And it would be a lot simpler if like someone just made a sparring helmet with a fully enclosed like face shield. They have helmets that have clear face shields like that, but there's usually big holes for breathing, which is understandable, but I'm surprised nobody has done that yet. I feel like that's like at least a $500,000 idea. But my idea was to have goggles, and then I was gonna get a sports mask to wear over. I mean, I have masks, but I feel like my gut says that the sport mask might be a little more, well, one, breathable for, you know, something as active as sparring, but also I feel like those are a little more sturdy, because at least the cloth masks that I have right now sometimes can fall off the ears if they like get touched. Who knows if I will actually go through with anything like that. I just really miss being able to get practical sparring experience. But there's these goggles, and I can't wear them with my glasses, but I usually would have to spar without my glasses anyway. There's two little like ventilation holes on the side here, but I figure I can cover those up with tape just to make it a little more airtight. And I was even writing up like procedures for if there were to be a sparring session. It would have to be outside. In between every single sparring session, you would probably want to wipe down your equipment. You know, once you put your mouth guard in, you keep it in the whole time. And if you have to take it out, make sure you sanitize your hands really well, because you don't want to be reaching in your mouth the whole time. And also like taking a mouth guard in and out of your mouth is kind of a slobbery, spittly kind of experience, and you don't want to affect other people either. It might be cool to see if there's like one other person who's been pretty careful about isolating, who would be willing to spar. But these are the gloves, and I don't know if like what my instructor would think of these or how good they are for practicing Wing Chun specifically, but mostly I just wanted some sturdy glove that had open fingers so you can do some sort of like grabbing. Also, the other mitts that I had, they have always been a little loose. This one time I sparred somebody and they just kept flying off of my hands. That whole sparring session is actually a story for another time, but so I've got these. They actually, that still kind of hurts if you get hit by it. So now I can just pretend to spar with people. Now I look like some sort of 80s like superhero or something. Well, I was gonna hop on a virtual Kung Fu class earlier, but I've definitely missed the live one now. I'm gonna play some video games with Brian and Robbie, but I might go through a recorded Kung Fu class, one that's been archived from before, but I'm itching to get some sort of practice in today, so. But until then, I will be doing virtual Kung Fu in a video game with swords and shields and stuff. Okay, that was pretty fun, but I feel like I have to do something active before the end of the day. So I am taking a break, at least for now. I'm gonna do a little bit of a virtual Kung Fu class, and I've been itching to do some sort of Kung Fu stuff. I do think that's something that separates confident people from people who are just kind of a-holes, is the ability to self-reflect on your own personality and on the decisions you've made, and to recognize that when you are wrong, that you're actually wrong. It's also funny how sometimes you interact with people who are really trying to put on an air of confidence, but you can tell so easily that they're actually insecure. I've definitely had interactions like this with some people, and without getting into too many details, it's usually just dudes who are kind of drunk and, you know, trying to put on a tough guy act, but you can kind of tell it's kind of like a small dog barking really loudly to compensate for its size or something. Anyway, I think that's all I have to say. This is not a super eventful vlog. I'm not gonna be doing super cool stuff every weekend, but thank you for tuning in, and I'm actually gonna be going camping this weekend, so maybe the next vlog will have some reports from that trip, but you can look forward to that on the main Adventure Archives channel. And until next time, I will see you all later.